Listen, you're in the dating content space,
Yeah.
right? You know, you're building yourself a brand, a following and stuff. People starting to get to know you. How did you start into this? How did this happen?
MrKingsTakes. I came out of a relationship, and at the time, a friend of mine told me of someone she knew who fancied me. But apparently this person was looking for me on Hinge.
Right.
And I thought, what an interesting thing. And I'm an extrovert, so I've never needed an app to meet women. And but this person was looking for me on an app. So I ended up going up to them and I told them, I said, listen, I keep hearing on the grapevine that you think I'm attractive. We're not in primary school anymore. So how about just tell me you think I'm sexy? Like it's real simple. So that was how that started. I ended up dating this person for a while until that didn't work out. And then I thought to myself, I want to get on the apps. Let me see what it's actually saying. So I got my friend to make the profile. And it was amazing, but she just made me look too flashy with all the pictures of you looking hot here and there and whatnot.
Right.
So I figured, how about I just whack the everyday me on the apps? I'm on my way to the gym. I'm in the elevator, phone out, bang, snap it on the app.
Right.
And it ended up being a hit. So I just put the everyday me pictures on there. It ended up being likes. It was pretty nice. Ego inflating.
Yeah.
This friend of mine said to me that she doesn't actually even use dating app for dates. She just uses it for self-esteem. She just says, at the end of the day, if I'm feeling down, I look at who fancies me. That's all I use it for.
Yeah.
So initially we were just laughing and just swiping left and swiping right on people and laughing at how some people looked to us, their presentation, just discussing it.
Yeah.
And then eventually I just said to her, you know what? I'm going to go do this dating thing. Let me go do it like a baptism of fire. Why not?
Like that.
Right? Throw yourself in. So, and I kid you not when I say this, I went on a date every day for a month and a half. Daily. It was lining them up.
Was it a new date every?
A brand new date.
Was
every
it?
day.
Were some second dates the week 2 or week 3 or?
Some of them was So some of them I was into. So there were days when there were like 2 show days.
Okay.
So yeah,
Man,
like doing theater. Genuinely. So I went out and dated a lot. And by the end of it, it ended up tallying to about 45 people.
Wow.
So I sat with a few people, and then my friend, this particular friend of mine, was saying to me, she said, so we would name each woman by what she does for a profession.
Right.
So she'd be like, are you going out with lawyer girl today? So what's happening to the dance teacher? It was that kind of conversation.
Okay.
And I sat with a friend and I said, bro, how does any man pick a partner or possible partner when it's this easy?
Wow.
That's wild.
It's easy for a selective few men.
Oh, we're going to dig into that even more.
Yeah, 100%.
But I just remember thinking, I don't see any man stopping this. Because I was like, it's only been a month and a half. And bro, I want to see all of them again. Yeah. Some of them dispose of, but I want to see some more newbies. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
Part of that was I'm brand new to dating apps. And it also made me start to really pay attention to whether or not this stuff was having an adverse effect on our mental health. Because when I would go out with my friends, not in a dating context, we would see people who looked like they were on dates and we would talk to them. And as we were talking to them, they kept sharing their dating struggles. And you would ask a man and a woman on a date, and he would say, yeah, I don't get dates, man. She was the only one who replied. People just end up ghosting, or you chat, it doesn't go anywhere. And obviously I wasn't going to tell them I'm going on dates every day, because that just makes you look like an asshole. But it made me think whether or not you're getting abundance or getting not so much, either way, the effect on your mental health isn't necessarily positive. Not necessarily. It can be, but not always. Yeah. And it made me start to dig into the possibility of making content around it and really highlighting whether or not it's doing us damage or doing us good. Yes. And there's something in the works which I can't talk about right now.
Okay.
So, and then I started to share advice about that to my female friends, mainly about dating, about their struggles. So that's kind of how MrKingsTake started. Yeah. The more I advised, the more they said, put it online, please. We think there's some women that would benefit from this. That's how MrKingsTakes kind of began. I
love it. I love it. And, like I said, I've, seen some of the growth that you've had in some of your content, and yeah, I mean, I vouch for it. It's very, very good, very on point a lot of the time. I definitely want to delve into, like you said, about the mental health in terms of getting constantly rejected or having abundance, right? Yes. And while I would say this is a generalization, I would say majority of men have the rejection side of the extreme. Yeah. And majority of women have the abundance side of the extreme, right? Yeah. So what impact do you think the rejection side has that you think could be negative? And on the abundance side, what do you think is negative about that?
I feel like on the rejection side, what's negative about that, whether you're a woman or a guy, is if you're a woman, you start to feel like the ugly duckling that nobody wants. And there is nothing more rubbish than that. Yes. Because whether or not we want to admit it or not, as human beings, when you remove all the complexities of our world, it's basic. Yes. and it's human interaction. And if people don't want you because it says something about your desirability in the mate value kind of context.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel like your mate value is low, that could lead to some real mental health problems that I don't think we talk about enough in our society.
Very true.
And the same thing happens to men. And if it does, as a man, we get to that dangerous place where you're a guy full of all this testosterone, nothing to lose because nobody wants you.
Yeah.
You're a danger to society, really.
Very true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the negative mental health effects of having no abundance. On the flip side, extra abundance, the negative mental health effect of that is you can become an asshole. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Is as a man, it's right up your imperative because you have a lot of women.
Yes.
What man's going to choose one when there's 20?
Very true.
You know, so that's on one hand, for the imperative, it's positive. But for your mental health, you start to think your shit doesn't stink. And then human beings lose the human quality of them. They become numbers and swipes.
Yeah.
They become so much more disposable.
Yes.
And that thing we're already seeing in our society today, where people don't want to fix anything anymore. If me and you having issues, fuck you, next person.
Yeah, next person.
It's dangerous for our society. And when you're flooded with that many people, women become disposable. And your conflict resolution starts to suffer because now you're not actually working on anything. Is that I don't like the way you're behaving. Next, new girl in the rotation.
It's very true.
And it's wild. So that's a negative mental health effect too. You know.
Yeah. Just on that before you continue that, do you think guys, let's say, because I know we're talking about guys here, do you think they take that approach because they're not looking for anything serious? So if they were actually looking for a serious relationship, they would actually commit to potentially working it out because they want to be in a relationship with this woman, or do you think they're just as disposable?
I think it's both. Because on one hand, if they're not looking for a relationship, then people are even more disposable if there is abundance. If they are looking for a relationship, having people who are disposable just means your vetting process becomes uber sharp.
Yes.
In a way where it's like you tolerate a lot less, which isn't necessarily positive, like I say, right? Because there are things you can work through. But because you have so much more abundance, what you tolerate drops. Because you're just like, next person's around. So you just kind of do it.
Yeah.
And I kind of think the other thing that's really crazy about it is that you start to build your perfect woman, but through multiple women. You like things about different people. And it's like you keep you might have a rotation of 8, but together they form the ultimate girl.
The ultimate girl.
Do you know what I mean?
Yo, that's actual fact. That's true.
And that's wild, man. Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting because I've heard that more from women though, in a sense of they're like, okay, this guy was great because he had a great job. So I want to find a guy who has a great job. Cool. This guy was great because he had a Long Johnson. Great. This guy was great because he was emotionally stimulating. So it's not, now they're picking, kind of like you said, except for maybe they have less of a rotation, but maybe it's more of, okay, I like what this guy had, so I'm going to look for that plus this, plus this, plus this. What do you think, how do you think the abundance affects women as well in that sense?
I think with the women one, I made a video, and I don't know if you've seen it, about whether or not you really have options or what you have is attention.
Very true.
I think women mistake short-term options and long-term options because of that very thing. I have all these guys. This guy's got a good job. This guy pipes me out really well. You got all this stuff over here, but maybe none of them is actually vetting you as a candidate for be my girlfriend, possibly be my wife.
That's right.
So you're getting all this attention, but none of them is really an option at the bottom of the day, right? Or they're a short-term option.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that's the effect it has on women. And inevitably it deludes them into thinking they're highly desirable because you've got 10 men that want to fuck you, but you think they all want you. You know, and I kind of think that's a delusional quality that happens to them. They think they have options, but really they're getting all this attention that isn't actually real.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true. So yeah, you were saying about how for women they can give the perception that they may be more desirable because, and this is what I say, it's about recognizing the difference between sexual intention and romantic intention.
For sure.
Ultimately, like short term versus long term.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I want to give